Would you simply
Well-
take Eiffel Tower and say it backwards? So,
Right.
what? And then however you spell Eiffel backwards.
Le...
God.
Yeah.
Yeah! I'm so glad I got that on recording.
Oh, is that what we're starting with?
Yes.
It'd be left fire, you fool.
It's Heat Stroke 2 edition.
Yeah.
Electric.
Oh,
Oh, you
Why
want to
was
talk
it-
heat stroke? Oh, my head.
I said this to John. I says, why is it always Fiction Week when it's Heat Stroke?
And I said
Because it's
God
hot
hates
stuff.
you.
Spicy.
Hot stuff, hot drama, hot
No.
anime girls in your area.
Oh my god.
Cold.
I want to meet you.
Don't. Most of them are schoolgirls.
5 miles away from your area. They are 4 miles away from your area. They're getting closer.
I was going to say 5 miles. I'm going to say 5 miles. Fucking hell, Japan got closer. The Japanese are coming.
That's fine. As long as they end it.
Well,
Well,
Are we all good?
Nope. It's going to be a continual thing. I may just be quiet for extended periods when it drops, but I'm not presenting, so it's all fine.
I thought you said you're not relenting.
I will not relent. I will keep
I will not-
going until the end.
I will not present, I will not relent, and I will never repent.
Is that what?
Welcome to Fact versus Fiction. Where there's a time for fact, and there's a time for fiction. And this is one of those times.
sure is.
You were meant to
okay,
say
Tom?
which one.
I missed the void.
Tom,
it was
Tom,
quiet.
have you had a stressful day, or are you okay? What's in the orange juice you're drinking?
I don't know, but it might have been that double bacon cheeseburger.
Oh,
It was a McDonald's one, so it peaks out at a 5, but was still acceptable.
by Mackie D standards.
For a moment, I thought you were saying that you had a double bacon cheeseburger in your orange juice. Like, that's what it was made of.
This is not orange juice.
Tropicana
This-
have really changed up their recipes.
This is coloured grease.
Oh, okay, I'm into it now. What happened? Anyway.
John loves a colourful grease. He takes a can of paint with him whenever he visits.
Speaking of, John, welcome to the show.
No.
Fine, continue fishing.
Okay, I'll come back to that one then. Matthew, what about you?
Oh, my zoo went under.
Well,
It's all underwater now. Some
should
would
have
call it
actually-
an aquarium.
I'm gonna say you should have actually kept the animals and not, like, gotten rid of them. People would have had something to come to other than it just being like a very enclosed off natural park.
Yeah, so there's a small dog in the middle of it.
Noah's Ark if Noah was too late.
It's just a lake.
Just a lake full of drowned animals.
Matt, one question. Is there a small dog at the middle of it? Because I'm curious if it's a Shih Tzu.
Hey, badum-tis.
First of all, I missed that. Second of all, because it froze again. It froze as John put his earpiece in, and it froze on him looking pure pleasure as he put the earbud in.
That was... okay.
Also, when you say he put his earpiece in, makes it sound way more professional than we actually are.
Don't let them know it's not.
Don't
What
tell
are you
them how
talking
I
about,
live.
Tom? We're in a
See,
professional
really, it's honestly, it's
recording
pretty alright.
studio right now.
Yeah,
The
don't tell them
socially
how I live.
distanced one.
Yeah, that's
Very
actually
big
true.
garage.
My mind's actually not bad, it's just full of shit. Anyway,
You really need a toilet.
it's not my fault. Anyway, Tom, how have you been?
Hot. I
mean,
have
you've
been
always
hot
been hot.
today.
It's a theme. That's the episode that's going up tonight. To timestamp this when we're recording it. Yeah, heat stroke. No, it's
Heat
not. I'm
stroke's been
talking
up.
shit. Yeah, I'm talking shit. I'm trying to confuse the timeline.
That's how hot it is. We don't know what time of day
It was the one
is.
after heat
Those
stroke.
kids
I
at the
forgot-
Umbrella Academy messing with the timeline again.
You think it's hot? I forgot it was Wednesday. I felt sure it was Tuesday, but no.
I only know it's Wednesday because I'm done with work until Monday. Well, okay.
Well-
Hypotheticals.
Yeah, do we have a hypothetical?
Oh wait, before we start, I'm Corby, and I've just eaten a bacon cheese.
Sorry, I'm getting pissy at my computer.
I thought you were going to say
That's
it
Matt.
pissy at...
Well, no, because it never fucking does this at any other time.
Then when we try to record, it's like, haha, go frick yourself.
Fucking stupid.
You open it up and there's just a plate and a fork inside that says, and a note that says, "You didn't finish the washing up. You will never finish the eternal washing up."
You forgot to file your plates again.
You think you've finished the washing up, but you turn to your left, and what you see is a bunch of pots and pans that you haven't.
Actual cannibal.
I'm assuming he can hear me.
I'm assuming he can hear all of us. If
Matt!
not, we're just riffing at his expense.
His thing is lit up.
I was just enjoying the riffing.
Oh, okay.
We weren't sure if you'd gone.
I mean, let's just accept the fact I'm going to periodically vanish for this episode when my internet takes a dump.
You're gonna visit the drawer in the Cobstone house temporarily.
I am going to be the drawer, the gambling stash.
You are the
Everything.
draw.
Oh yeah, when people go inside
And/or cupboard.
me, no.
Ah.
Let's get
So
underway before.
hypotheticals.
I'm going to say, do we have any hypotheticals? Because if not, I have one.
I'm not sure half our hypotheticals have been hypotheticals. I think
What
we're
is a
using the term
hypothetical?
wrong.
Let's not go there. I actually have a somewhat decent in air quotes, philosophical question.
Go for it.
Oh no.
Hit us.
So you know how your brain works. This isn't the question. This is the build-up.
You know
Kind
how
of.
your brain works. Please tell me.
Do you
I
know
mean,
how basically people say that humans are like a brain computer in a meat suit?
Yes, you're talking like
Yes.
Bender from Futurama put it best. Meat bag.
Yeah. So my question was, if you have a brain transplant, which person is you?
Brain.
Brain.
The new
Yeah, the
person
brain.
that becomes the flesh suit.
the body that your brain is put in.
Because I imagine,
Then what becomes of your old husk?
Sunday
I-
roast.
I assume the
no,
other
no,
person's
I
brain
could-
goes in that.
I think
It's
this
not just a
gen-
swap situation.
What I found really weird, there was
Is it not
a
Brain
thing
Swap
about
USA?
this where there was a mad like Russian doctor who was basically, because there was a guy who was completely paralyzed from literally the neck down, who can't do anything, and basically there was this mad Russian doctor who was saying, "Hey, I'm pretty sure I can do a head transplant. Anyone want to go?" And the guy went, "Yeah, all right, fuck it. My life is misery." And it went, "Okay, great." But every government on the planet is pretty much, every doctor association on the planet is pretty much saying, "We can't let you do that. You'll kill him." And he's like, "But I'll give it a go." He's been
I
trying.
do-
He's been
I
trying to.
But Your Honor, I'll give it a red hot go.
Yeah.
I think I read this and that's what sparked this thought
And-
in my mind.
and
Because
the
wasn't
weird
this
thing-
like a couple of years ago? At this
I
point?
seem to recall it, but it wasn't.
It was
that
like last
long
year or the year
ago.
before.
It was
Like they were
2
totally
years
up
back.
for it,
so
and then everyone went, "Yeah, no, you're not doing that."
You're not allowed to do that because you're killing a man. He said, "But he wanna not that." And like,
I have
anyway.
a jar for his head. It's me.
But the really annoying thing is to me is why do you call it a head transplant? Surely it's a body transplant at that point.
Well, if your head, you with your brain, is being moved onto another body, your head is being transplanted to said body rather than the
Yeah.
body being transplanted to said head.
It's the part that's getting
Yes, but
moved.
you could argue that the body's being
Because-
transplanted to you.
Yeah, but it's the part that's being moved. So if your head is being
Yeah,
moved, your head
Because the
being
head is smaller than the rest of
Yeah,
a
but
man.
surely you could just move the body to
So
the
it's
head.
the easiest part to
Wait, that's
move,
not the point, John.
and the body
Yeah, you was, 'cause you're saying
remains
it's the bit
lying on the
being moved.
table.
No,
And
no,
you're saying, no, you
because
can't move the other bit, that's
you
wrong.
are taking because you
What's
are
wrong?
moving.
You could move the body, but,
Yeah, but it
why
doesn't.
would
It
you?
doesn't make it a body transplant.
What?
It
A
would
head
still
is
be
so
a
much
head
easier to
transplant. You're
hold.
taking
I
your
was gonna
head
say,
from the body.
why would you try and move the bigger one?
Because to
Exactly.
be fair, the other one's more likely to need to stay where it is to keep the person alive.
True.
That's true. At what part of the head does it stop? This is like a dark
The
question,
bottom.
but no, I mean like how far, like
How far down the neck?
yeah,
I guess what
like
Base of the neck?
starts in the
Middle
chin
of the neck? Start
because
of the
like
neck.
surely you've got to take the spinal cord
You would
as well.
have to. You would probably start at the bottom of the neck because of where the spinal cord ends. You wouldn't.
Yeah, you've got to get a bit
wouldn't
of the
be able
spinal
to
cord in there.
cut The
Thanks,
spinal
Tom.
base of the neck.
Thanks, Tom, for that quote. You gotta get a
What did
bit
it
of
say?
spinal cord in there.
Predator has taught me that you need the whole thing.
True. Yeah.
No, but then again, obviously his spine is damaged. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this conversation in the first place. Hello.
Whose spine's damaged?
The guy who needs the
The guy
fucking
from
body
Predator.
transplant.
The
I was
Predator.
like, do you mean Predator's spine? No.
Predator's got scoliosis, didn't you
Like,
know, Matt?
Matt just kind of went, oh, I thought we were doing this for fun, shits and gigs.
I thought we were doing this because we could, not whether because we should.
That's the way
Wait,
we
you
should
mean
do
this
things.
isn't the practice round?
Wait, this is a real
thought this
person?
was a
Oh,
prank.
shit.
I was putting this real head in a decoy. That lasted longer than I
Well.
thought it would.
Yeah.
So that's our answer to the hypothetical.
The new body becomes the new you.
New
As for the other
new
guy
body,
and
new you.
your old body, who gives a shit?
old body, fuck off.
It's just so disorientating for me.
Two very different greetings cards for the two people who have this surgery.
Get well soon. Fuck off.
Oh, God. Imagine if you have phantom limb, but it's just phantom body. That's going to be like... That's such a
Oh,
pain
no.
in the ass. Literally. Anyway.
Hey.
Huh. Shall we get started?
Anyway,
Yeah.
Shall we get into it?
if we must,
Let's climb inside.
We must. We have no
elbows
choice.
first.
Climb in somewhere, elbows. You know what? Let's save that question.
That's next week's
Put
hypothetical.
that one on the back burner. Is it next week's special week?
So,
Yes,
yes.
Don sounds very excited.
I am.
So, Tom, what's happening
Well,
in Ilkley?
As it is fiction week, we will be going back to the plot of One Small Town, episode 4, The Revenge of Fate, part
Oh
1.
God, I forgot it was such an anime title.
Oh, what do you mean
Yeah.
anime? I thought it was like fucking Star Wars up in here.
It's very Star Wars-ish.
It's like a mix between the two.
Anime Star
Anime
Wars.
Star Wars, which I would probably watch. Because it's
I'm
probably
pretty
got
sure
better
that
than
that's
any
out there
Star Wars.
somewhere.
Dumb question, but what comes up if I Google anime Star Wars?
I'm going to go
Probably
with
the
it.
Don't want to see.
I've got save search up, boys. I'm doing this for the good of the world.
A lot of very intricate videos involving Kit Fisto.
That sounds like a completely different kind of anime.
Real Star Wars fans will know what character that is and what I am implying.
Yeah, that's horrendous, Tom. Why would you do that?
Ah,
Because we demand it. Right. What?
we
wait.
need our
Your
audience to
lack of
suffer.
reaction. It's not that bad.
I've seen worse.
Speaking of our audience suffering, One Small Town.
Episode 4, The Revengeing, or whatever it was called.
Revenge of Fate.
The- It's called The Revenge of Fate, but The Revengeing could be an alternate title. That's the fan dub title for this episode.
It's like
Baby
like how
pushes Rachel
Metal Gear
on
Rising
staircase.
just invented. Metal Gear Rising just invented the revenge word. They just invented revengeance.
Mm,
It was stupid, but it was good.
It
indeed.
was.
Melon cutting for the win.
Oh yeah.
Am I the only one that remembers that?
I just like the chainsaw dog.
Oh,
There's a lot of chainsaw dogs. Just
In
in
the game
general.
or a statement?
No, in
general.
In general.
I can think of at least one. I can think of at least one.
That'd have been amazing
End
if
of
I'd
that
have also
sentence.
decided to talk about Chainsaw Man today, but
Chainsaw Man.
I hope you talk about Chainsaw Man at some point because it's
Anyway,
great.
we are getting
Anyway.
sidetracked away from the majestic
Wait.
life.
We're getting sidetracked before the episode has begun, which is a new one, I
I want to go to
isn't that just changing the channel?
Somebody's flicking between one
Right,
small
go
town
on,
and
go
something.
on, right, okay. Hippo, go.
So,
Kelpie, go.
think. Previously on One Small Town, there was lots of hangovers, lots of new relationships were beginning. Elliot and Ben fucked off to adventure camp, and Ivy found out via the news that her cousin David had been shot.
I forgot the new spiel.
Forensics confirm he's been shot with a gun.
Well, don't worry, because the first scene of this episode begins with the news spiel,
Oh,
continuing
fantastic.
but with a different person watching. This time we see
Oh, God.
Connor Cobstern watching the news, Simon and Rachel's dad.
Yep.
I hate him.
As he is watching the segment, it is revealed that the police found the secret gambling stash that he owns, or had previously owned until David stopped.
Behold, we found the secret gambling stash. I know just who this belongs to.
Shouldn't have written his name on the top
Connor
half, like the folded over part of the
Gambling
envelope.
stash.
I like to think it's spelled
His
wrong.
name
with,
is
like,
not written on it.
Like the S is backwards instead of a C, it's just a K. Like secret.
CONNER,
Oh.
not OR.
I thought Drake had taken the secret gambling stash.
No, David took the secret gambling
I thought
stash.
Drake took it from him, but never mind.
Gambling.
No, I think I might have said that, but I was misremembering
That's fine.
because it's been a while since I've visited this project of mine. Some of the
regret it
details
every
are fuzzy
time.
in my memory. So, Connor watches the news, and Chloe comes in and asks him if he's feeling okay. He just says he's
This is
stressed
wife,
because of
right?
work. Yeah,
Yeah.
Simon and Rachel's mum. And that is the opening scene.
Small town one.
Why is it?
Oh, so
backwards?
what news channel is this on?
Fox.
ITV?
BBC One, I'd imagine.
You'd have...
I was
Or
just
Look North, probably. It would be Look North.
I was imagining it as Fox News the entire time.
Why would it be Fox
I don't
News? We don't get Fox News.
It's not. It's the Ilkley Oka version Badger News.
Imagine.
Oh no, it's News Round.
Oh my
You
god.
guys remember News Round?
News Round.
See, when John says something about badgers, my brain went, why are they covering a dead person on Springwatch?
It's the Badgers.
Why
family.
would they be covering a dead person on News Round? That's very inappropriate for kids. It's a good job that News Round isn't still going in 2020, because
Yeah.
what would they say?
I
Shit's
mean,
fucked.
Anyway,
it's just somebody
Shit's fucked, help.
screaming. Just on a loop constantly.
there is no child-appropriate news this year. Anyway, Scene 2 deals with Ben and Elliot returning from their adventure camp. So we have skipped a week in time.
How's his PTSD?
Yes.
What was that?
How's the PTSD?
As adventure camp.
Oh, well. We'll find out. First, we catch up with Ben. Amy is waiting for him, and a scene ensues which is clearly meant to be romantic, but comes off very creepy.
Fantastic.
So, Amy is waiting for Ben, and Ben is sneaking up behind her, aiming to surprise her.
Like Pink Panther style. Dun, dun.
Sure,
Or,
yeah.
Metal Gear style.
Or box. Just on his head. You can see her vision cone.
But Amy then sends Ben a text asking where he is, and his phone beeps loudly, ruining the surprise.
Oh.
Well,
I mean,
he
it could
tried.
He
be
then,
romantic if they'd been
Buttercup.
dating for a while.
yeah, considering they've been dating for technically a week, but kind of just a day, because it is the day then he fucked off to adventure camp, then came back.
Oh yes, I'd love to go on a date time. Get to adventure camp. I need to make myself more of a man.
I see you said that, and for some reason, my brain, for some reason, clipped to the Mulan training sequence.
That's not a bad thing to jump to.
It's just like,
So
yeah,
as-
okay.
But I'm not
as
thinking
Ben
I'm going to
and
make a man out
Gotta
of
go to the Ilkley training camp to defeat the Huns.
you. You know that
You know those
well-known
fuckers that
English
always
threat.
threaten Oakley?
To be fair, Ilkley probably be just going after people from Otley. Probably
Well,
for
you know,
sport.
old rivalries die hard, and we have the guns.
Turf war?
With real turf.
Real AstroTurf.
Get your fucking shitty AstroTurf out of here!
Get your
With
real,
real
fake
turf
grass
and
here.
fake war.
Matt demands
Oh.
turf segregation. Anyway, let's continue.
I do, yes.
Anyway, as Ben and Amy catch up, Ben talks about some things that happened at Adventure Camp. First of all, Elliot hurt his wrist falling off a zip wire.
Was
And
it a
second of
shooting
all-
range?
I hope he was near the bottom, because if he was near the top, then he came off lucky with just an hurt wrist.
It is not mentioned which wrist it is or how high the fall was.
I was gonna say, top of the fall, should be dead. It should be like Rachel. Not Rachel.
Amy.
It was Amy
Rachel's
that
not
was the one that was injured, wasn't
I
it?
can confirm I've seen the stairs, and despite Tom's argument, they are still
Amy,
lethal.
Amy was
Amy
the
was
one
the
who
one that
bounced.
fell down the stairs. Yeah.
Okay.
Amy's the one with the head trauma.
Yes,
The physical head trauma.
Yes.
that's right. Head trauma, Amy, as her friends know her.
HTA.
HDA.
ABH Amy. Yeah.
The second thing that happened at Adventure Camp is that Ben and Elliot were bothered by a guy called Sean. If you remember, this guy was also mentioned in episode 2, who was the source for where Jenny thought they could go to a bar that would serve them.
The source
even
of
though they're
shady
underage.
information, from what I remember.
I had forgotten
Yes.
this man even existed.
I thought it was a background detail. I only caught it in post.
Yeah, I thought it was background.
No. Sean will come up in later episodes.
Like an irritating British leprechaun.
Yeah, kind of. So those were the 2 key events from Adventure Camp.
So not a lot happened.
Not much happened, no.
Is there just a smash
Elliot
cut
didn't like
montage?
to die and Elliot broke his wrist or something.
That's the only highlight
and
we're
then
getting.
And then Amy says that she's booked a date for her and Ben to go on, but she was having trouble with the booking and hopes it remains intact. And that's where we leave off with Amy and
Things
Ben.
well known for falling apart.
We then catch up with Elliot returning from Adventure Camp. Ivy and her
Shaking.
family are grieving.
Oh shit! Yeah.
The atmosphere is depressing. Elliot
so-
rings the door of Ivy's house,
There's been so much,
and
yeah,
Ivy goes to answer.
there's been so much death that I assume they're just as inured to it as we are.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh
No.
yeah, feelings.
John, are you okay?
No, we've been through this.
When
We established
Ivy,
this in episode 1, Matt.
I'm just. I worry. Okay.
For me
when
or
Well,
Ivy
one of
opens
us
the door to Elliot,
I haven't decided yet.
All right,
Maybe the people around you.
yeah, that's fair.
how do you guys think Elliot is feeling when Ivy opens the door?
It's me, a boy, Elliot. I'm back from Adventure Camp.
Why is he suddenly a
Oh, the gun.
Why is he suddenly a YouTuber? It's me, it's your boy
Matt?
Elliot. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll kill another man.
Tilt him.
I'll kill one man for every new subscriber.
Oh my god. there's so many
Subscribe on
subscribers.
Patreon and I'll kill the man of your choice.
He just looks at the listeners like, shit, I'm running out of men.
I wonder if
You,
I wonder if you could run a hitman scam via Twitch somehow and just use code words and actually get away with it. Huh.
Horrible
look into it.
realization when that's
Huh.
actually happening.
Yes.
so,
Watching the
Matt,
ball
you
pop.
actually weren't far off with
Wait, seriously?
what you thought Elliot was. The stage directions describe Elliot as back from the trip and full of joy.
Because he didn't murder a man. Has he got like his hippo hat tilted jauntily?
He doesn't. He
You
doesn't
see,
have the
hearing the words "full of joy" is,
The hippo hat with the-
makes me give entirely different feelings because that at work is code for "fuck off, Jason," which is our boss. So it's just like okay.
See, when Matt says wear the hippo hat, I imagine like she opens the door and he does the milady
I
thing with the
literally
hippo
what I was going
coasting.
for, like the door and out the hippo. You can't see. Oh, obviously
So, also, Elliot's wrist is in a thing, a cast.
a sling, a cast, a thing. He's got
I say a cast implies it was broken or fractured at the
It was
very least.
broken or sprained or something. It's unclear. It's a
Eh, you
weird
can't use
detail
it.
that I put in the episode. it
Does it bear any relevance?
doesn't really. No,
Play into it?
he just broke his wrist at Adventure Camp.
The police come around, it's like, oh well, he couldn't have shot him. He's got a sprained wrist.
You idiot! That's
That
what
was
the
the plan
recoil.
all along.
It's a shame.
Anyway.
It would have been true, but he used a .44 Magnum, and we all know what the recoil like that is.
Yeah.
Elliot says, essentially, I'm back. And then Ivy says that she didn't actually realize he was gone.
Fucking hell.
Damn.
Yeah. Going for comedy in this scene, sort of like mirroring the scene in the IT crowd where Moss is on holiday for a week and Roy and Jen don't realize. Going for that kind of vibe, but with the context surrounding it just kind of comes off really sad.
I was too busy focusing on
I
the
was
death.
too grieving. Yeah. Well, she does say she was distracted by the fact that her cousin David died.
I grieved so
and
hard.
she even goes
Like,
on
so
to
hard.
say,
Does this kill
she
the
goes on
mood?
to say that she goes on to say
Confirmed he
that
was
David
shot.
was forensic science confirmed he was shot.
Verbatim.
I'm sorry.
And as Elliot asks about it, Ivy says that she considered him more of a best friend than a cousin. Elliot says, "I'm sure he didn't deserve to die." Quote.
Ooh.
He then asks how it happened, and Ivy tells him that he got shot. Elliot is no longer full of joy. His
Please say
suspicion
that's in
mounting
the
that he is in the worst case scenario. He
It
asks
feels-
if there's a picture of David that Ivy has around.
Oh.
Ivy shows him, and his fears are confirmed.
Oh right, he doesn't know it was David. I forgot about that.
Nope.
He just knew.
He
yeah,
did not
oh.
know that David was Ivy's cousin. He thought he was just some random guy.
Oh.
He has now found out that about a week ago, he shot his girlfriend's cousin. And
He's
ran away.
too weak going on. Like, he can get out now, it's fine. He's not tied
Yeah.
down, he can leave.
I mean, except for in Alabama. What the fuck? Alabama.
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 Sorry,
Like
I'm
Obama.
sorry. I'm sorry. I've been thinking a lot about Obama today. Anyway, let's continue.
Alabama Obama.
Redneck Obama.
Jesus.
Alabama.
What's that meme or something like that? I'll do anything for you, Obama, then perish. I love that. Anyway, let's continue.
Oh, he's just exactly the same as normal
Oh.
Obama, but white and redneck.
Alabama.
Alabama.
Oh no.
So, after finding this out, Elliot quickly makes some excuses that he needs to go see his parents and he wants to
Don't kill a man,
leave
sorry.
Ivy and her family to grieve, and he gets out of there. Also, we meet Ivy's dad in that scene. He's not very relevant, he's just a cool guy.
I thought you said we need, is it not we meet? I thought we need Ivy's
No.
dad in that scene.
He's vital.
We need to will him in. Alex Jones.
Ivy's dad,
Never out,
Neil,
but did a ritual.
is in the scene, and he reveals that he's been looking forward to meeting Elliot, but he's a fairly background character. For some reason, Ivy's mum isn't in the scene, even though Ivy's mum is present.
So I was going to say, is she dead? / non-existent. / not present
/
Ivy-
divorced.
from her kids.
Both Ivy's mum and dad are together and at home and alive. Unlike
makes
some
a nice-
parents in
Wait,
this
is
I was
show.
gonna say, well, that makes a nice change.
Parents with a healthy home life. My God.
I agree.
We then move on to scene 3. In this scene, Chloe confronts Connor, saying that she can tell that
It was supposed to be a secret.
I'm sorry, just the way my brain heard it was just like, in this scene, Chloe confronts God. And I just that's why I started giggling. Oh no, the heat's really got to me, that.
oh,
Praying to the being that lives in their drawer.
Which is a cupboard.
it's either it's unclear.
Cthulhu for Tarkin.
Praise be the cupboard drawer gods.
So Chloe basically grills Connor and says she can tell that he's hiding something from her because he's not been himself all week. And Connor then confesses what he's been up to.
I know.
This is the backstory for the secret gambling stash.
Yes. The thing everybody has been asking for.
To be fair, it is what we want. It's the fan service this series desperately needs.
'Cause God knows we ain't getting anywhere else.
It's our equivalent of a beach episode.
I'm too much of a prude.
Did you say prune or prude?
Prude.
I mean, I'm gonna say this is technically episode we're on 14, aren't we? This
4.
one, so it's no, I meant
of the
like
podcast.
the podcast in total. So
No,
there's been
not your
seven.
never-ending nonsense, Plato.
There's been 7 episodes. There's been 7 fiction episodes, and 7 is roughly where we have a beach episode. So yeah,
It is. It's our beach episode.
Give
The
me a minute.
pain in John's face is incalculable.
Wow, look at that
I was
secret gambling
thinking what
stash
my
in
swimming trunks were actually, to be
scantily
honest.
clad in beachwear.
They're in
Like
that
you just
drawer
put
behind
money
me.
in
So-
beach
So Connor reveals what he's been up to.
Is
He
it a
reveals
mom?
at some point in the past. It could be. It's I wrote it as a monologue, but with a higher budget, a montage could be possible.
Ah.
So, at some point in the past, not too long ago, but a fair bit ago, Connor says that Ian Memory, Amy's dad, brought him into a gambling game.
That fucking name. Ian Memory.
Ian Memory.
So Amy's name is Amy Memory.
Yes.
That's some Kingdom Hearts shit right there.
My God. Young Tom did not have a name generator.
I like the name Amy Memory. So
Ian
Anyway,
Memory's trying to say eons ago, eon memories ago.
When are we gonna meet Abby Normal? You like that joke? Good, because I stole it. Anyway.
You fiendish
that's
camp.
stealing.
That's illegal.
People die
So-
when they're killed.
Life needs things to live.
Connor got invited into this gambling game, and soon enough he got good, and then he got addicted, and he began keeping a secret gambling stash. Only later did he find out that a whole bunch of that money was stolen. He's known this for a couple of weeks, and he is now in debt £10,000,
Hell.
which, funnily enough, was the exact amount he had saved up in his secret gambling stash.
What are the odds? Like, my God.
I'll just leave this right here. I'll go to bed. I'll leave, actually. Fuck it. Let's go out of town. It's fine.
I like it. It's just a subplot, plots weaving in and out together. Danger all
The,
around.
the police now have that secret gambling stash with his fingerprints on it.
Or do they intend to use it for gambling?
What, the police?
I mean, the
Police
name's
gambling.
there.
Police have done worse things than gamble.
I mean, well, this is a gambling stash. I guess
Yes.
we should use it for gambling.
Like jaywalk.
I guess we should use this to gamble in secret.
Oh,
We don't know as to Ian
So,
Memory is the police chief.
It
Yeah,
was
after
all set
confessing
up
all
just
of-
to like get this one guy arrested for something. Is one of the police chiefs playing the long game?
Oh, did you say the long game instead of the long con? I don't think I'd be
Yeah,
friends with you
The
anymore.
long game. You played the long game.
I played the long game. I think it sounds better than
yeah,
long.
the long game. The long con,
you.
they're the same.
Yeah, don't look
The
at me
long
like
game
I'm
was
the
a
fucking
Doctor
weird
Who
one.
episode.
Maybe that's why John doesn't like it.
The
Is it
long
because
con
of the big purple
is
monster of Simon
the long
Pegg?
con is an almost rhyme.
The Jagrafest, yeah.
I mean, it had Simon Pegg in it.
It did have Simon Pegg in it.
In
The
show,
episode, not the
Jack
monster.
Frost.
I think I missed like a sentence. Now I heard. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, continue.
So anyway, after confessing all of this, Chloe convinces Connor that he needs to tell the kids what he's done, and she's also just furious at him throughout the whole scene.
How will this benefit the children? I mean, one of them's a kelpie.
I was gonna...
Out you for money.
Sorry, can I get like a replay on how you said that sentence? Because it was majestic.
Like a slightly elderly, like headmistress, but one still full of discipline. I don't know what the fuck is. I don't know what the fuck that was.
I think I've just discovered Matt's dominatrix voice.
Matt, how will this benefit the children? Last name. I'm not gonna say his last name on this.
I'm not going to be able to repeat that because I don't even know what I did.
Good, you'll hear it
How
in
will
post.
this benefit the children?
It was a little wobbly, but kind of still like, how will this benefit the children? And it was really weird.
I love how the fact that in Matt's mind that sentence was okay, and then the three of us just laugh at him.
It's stretched out so much.
It sounded like you would put on slow motion a bit.
How will this
Oh.
benefit the children?
You know what?
And it was
Maybe
like, what the fuck?
Maybe my internet struggled for a second, and that's what gave birth to that.
Bullshit. That was full you. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah, there was no
basically-
stuttering on this end.
To answer your question, Matt, Chloe just doesn't think it's a good idea to keep secrets from their kids. They want to be an open, honest family,
Your dad's a gambler. Here's 10
which is not going to go well. throughout the series. I can tell you that. much.
Your dad's a gambler and I'm into feet. What, any questions? I'm just like,
Oh,
I like how
make
we
that the title.
I like
Please don't make that the title.
equated gambling and a feet fetish on the same level of crime.
I
this is
mean,
a crime.
let's be honest. If Simon's a Kelpie, she's got some even worse fetishes.
Wet
Oh.
dreams.
Please don't make that the title. Let's continue.
I'm
So,
already tempted to just
continuing
say
on.
this is the beach episode.
Oh, okay.
Laughing at the
Back
children thing. Sorry.
All I heard was I'm laughing at the children.
It's funny how they try.
I'm gonna mute myself till I calm down.
Ben and Amy are outside Emporio Italia, which is a local Italian restaurant, but there
Very
has
good.
been a problem with the booking. Amy gets pretty annoyed and frustrated about this because she's had it booked for a week. Ben tries to calm her down, but ends up being more patronizing than helpful. And then she just gets more annoyed.
And she shakes a fist in his eye, and an old timey wise guy voice goes, "I'll book you, see?" And that's all I get.
I thought you meant
How
like
did
she
you know?
shakes.
That's it.
I thought you meant she shakes her fist towards Ben. It's like,
Yeah, like
I'm gonna book you.
I'll book you,
Ugh.
see?
I'm
Man.
gonna reserve this punch a week in advance.
suddenly she's from Chicago.
So Ben suggests that they could have lunch just at one of their houses instead. They agree to go to Amy's house first and Ben's for their next date. Amy says that she's looking forward to meeting Ben's mum, and Ben says that he's looking forward to meeting Amy's mum.
About to say,
Amy says.
2 points before we continue. One, Amy is taking, she's been on her own for a week, I've just realised. She is taking the disappearance of her mum, the
Well-
divorcing of her mum, very well. No,
She's just hanging out with
these
Rachel.
guys have been dating a week and she already wants to meet his mum. I would get out of there.
To be fair-
Yandere.
I don't know. Fuck it. Not a problem.
She was stood waiting for him as well. Maybe she's just looking for more attachment, Matt. Maybe that's what this is.
I mean, she doesn't have any parents.
Yeah, she's just looking for someone else in her
Well,
life.
no,
other
like
than
she has
Rachel.
two parents. One of them is an absentee, and one of them is involved in a league gambling.
Could be worse.
Could be worse.
Yep.
So, after Ben says that he's looking forward to meeting her mum, Amy says, "Oh yeah, that'd be great." And that is
I can't wait to meet her too.
Oh yeah, me too.
Never met her.
And then we get the scene in the Cobsterns' house where Connor has to tell his kids what he's done.
Rachel, because you left the door open, you stupid twat, I've lost my secret gambling stash.
That's right, I'm blaming you. This is
To
what
be
I told you,
fair,
doesn't
it was
matter.
Rachel who left the door open.
Rachel, I'm blaming you. You took all the excitement out of my life, and I had to replace it with gambling. You've destroyed your mother and mine future. We were going to go to Fiji. Now we'll see it in our deathbed. Sorry,
I know.
I got really
I know you. The way you said that made him go German for a bit.
I was
You destroyed
was-
your mother and mine future.
I'm imagining her dad to now also be a crazy sorcerer. I don't know why.
Anyway, the scene begins with Rachel coming into the kitchen and chatting about the body they found in the park, just as local gossip.
Oh, that's a bit fun.
Simon mentions that he heard they found 10k in cash on the body, and also condemns whoever the shooter was for, in his words,
Then her
cold-blooded
dad
murder.
just walks in. Oh yeah, that 10k's mine.
I rubbed my face all over that shit. We gotta steer it back.
I'm waiting for this to turn to Rat Race, but for the dead man's money. And like, just like,
Oh, that would have been better. I should
Yeah.
have written that instead.
It's just
Why didn't you write Rat Race, Tom?
Why didn't you
Well,
go
I
back in
was-
time and write that film?
Well, I was 5 in 2001, so that was
no
a
excuse, Tom.
factor. That was a hindrance.
I know children who could write to a degree at that age.
Something
got
as
my
good
own
as Rat
palace.
Race.
well,
I think I just got-
I've had an idea for a fantastic buddy cop thing in the jungle called Rumble in the Jungle Manimal Justice, and I think it's going to be a real hot seller.
Is that because it's in a jungle?
Yes.
Nothing else, just the fact that it's set in the jungle. 10 out of 10.
Would watch again.
They get into the car. They see there's a fucking baobab tree in front of them. They just go, they just get out and walk anyway because they can't drive. This is a jungle. This is my buddy
Story of a
cop.
man being eaten alive by a botfly.
Well, technically the botfly doesn't. The botfly larva does, but yes.
All right, Mr. Technicality.
All right.
You goddamn continuity person that's necessary on films.
What,
The goal-
Simpsons?
Script supervisor
Thank you.
is in fact, the title that person has.
Anyway,
So Simon condemns whoever the shooter was and calls it cold-blooded murder, not knowing that he is condemning his best friend Elliot while saying
I
that.
mean, he's not wrong.
no, it was technically cold-blooded murder.
I mean, wasn't it self-defense?
You could argue it was
Technically,
self-defense.
I'd argue
Yeah.
manslaughter, second degree worst.
Now I'm just imagining a judge's wig on John, and it is kind of majestic. With a tiny
Rachel,
gavel.
The tedious
Rachel
tiny
also
gavel,
mentions
which wouldn't look good in my large hands. That would not look good.
That would accentuate the tininess of it.
Or the largeness of your hands.
No, give me the small gavel. I want to feel powerful. What do you mean I'm mic'd up
I
already?
want to feel like a giant holding a regular gavel.
The power is in my hand, and I'll make them know it.
Give me the small gavel. Hands him the warhammer.
Smallest one.
It's worrying that it's the hand.
Is the thing you smack it on just a helmet, just a knight's helmet?
Still discussing the local news, Rachel says she's sure she recognizes the face of the boy in the paper, but can't quite place it. Of course, she recognizes him because he sold her drugs shortly before dying.
It's all coming together.
I recognise that android. He's
What
solving
lines are
finest
convergent?
He
He was wearing a t-shirt that said, "I'm not a drug dealer."
Well, he can't have been a drug dealer then. Very honest front.
After they sort of finish that discussion about the local murder, Chloe tells Connor that this is the right time to tell the kids. Tell them now. Do it. She triple dog dares him to tell him now.
Tell them now they're distracted.
And
Hey,
so
look, a
he
distraction.
In comparison to the murder, this is fine.
Oh, that's a horrible gambler. Ooh, murder.
You know what's a lesser crime than murder? Gambling. Anyway, kids.
Technically
I've
legal.
got something to tell you.
Anyway, kids, about the thief. No. Let's continue.
Referring to the
It's a 50
third
quid-
that everyone's had
It's
on
a
their head
50
that no
quid
one-
buy-in.
So Connor tells them everything up to and including the fact that the 10k they found on the body was his, that he earned through illegal gambling. And everyone's pretty mad at him.
They
Simon
should
storms out of the house. Rachel storms off to her room.
be. He didn't cut his
Connor-
kids. Of course they're mad.
I like to think that he just stands up after seeing the TV and just screams, "That corpse stole from me."
That corpse stole my secret gambling stash! Oh, by the way, I'm a secret gambler.
He stands up, sits down, and waits for them to stand up and say they're secret gamblers too.
I never would have guessed from your secret gambling shirt, Dad. I always thought it was a joke.
That's what those late night poker games were for.
Gambling? Oh no. For fuck's sake. Oh.
So
Finish.
after the kids storm out, Connor turns to Chloe and says, "Are you happy now? The kids aren't." And Chloe sort of looks at him and says, "Yeah, whose fault is that?"
Oh,
And then she leaves too.
see, it didn't benefit the children. Thus, my question was that.
It wasn't the question we
characters
were
are
mocking,
flawed.
it was just the phrasing of said question.
Oh,
Fucking matches choke on them.
my own bit.
Okay, good to know.
Some more dirt from the hole.
Yeah, it's real good now. It's got to the middle layer.
How does benefit the children?
100%. I'm never going to be able to recreate that.
I am.
No, you don't
I'm
have
half tempted.
You don't have to. It's on record. Gonna get
You
a
bet your
soundboard.
ass
What
that's
follows
going to be
is,
the title to this video.
Benefit the children.
I'm gonna get me a soundboard.
What follows is two mini scenes that deal with Rachel and Simon coping individually. We start with Rachel. She is in her room. Also, we can assume time has passed.
At least 5
Because
I like to think that Harry O'Daniels is still in the room. He just hasn't left the house. It's been a week. He's still there.
He was,
He's not
he was
still
just
in-
in the background doing the conversation, just casually. Like, yes,
he was there the whole gambling side, just nodding along like, oh. He wasn't there in the confession scene.
As everyone else storms out of the room, he's just the only one left. He's like, well, you fucked that up, didn't you?
He's laying a
Did you
trap
know,
for
Connor,
Simon
I'm a
himself.
secret gambler too.
I gamble with my life every day I fight.
And one day,
Oh.
I will catch that fecker of a son of yours.
Oh yeah, some news about your son, by the way. He's a Kelpie.
Your wife fucked a ghost horse.
Look, she's wielding its bridle.
And she had a
So
go at me
remember,
for
you're not the only
gambling.
terrible person in this family.
If anything, she's got some dark secrets. Mainly because it was done at night, which,
So-
to be fair, you didn't want to do it in the day.
Harry is actually in this scene.
Yeah.
He knocks on her bedroom door and she lets him in.
How did he get into the house? It's Harry O'Daniels. It doesn't matter.
He was let in, I guess.
He knocked on the attic door and
we've
was let down.
We've
Yeah.
established they don't lock their
I was
door.
gonna say,
He
they
could have
don't
just
let
walked
doors.
in.
Nobody has
He phased
acknowledged
through the wall as
Harry
Kelpie
O'Daniels.
hunters are wont to do.
Well, nobody's acknowledged he exists, so I imagine he can just come and go as he pleases.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah, who was fapping?
Sounds like I was saying.
Oh,
Who was fapping?
That was
in the
me. I'm
background?
waving my notebook as a fan. Sorry.
Oh.
Because it's very hot today.
It is indeed.
Some would say
I have been
um,
joined by desk fan Chan.
Oh, Senpai.
Cheating. Okay.
I need to put some kawaii eyes in the center.
That's for after this segment, which is too long. Let's continue.
So
It's too long.
I know.
Harry comes into Rachel's room and tries to comfort her, but doesn't do a great job. Rachel tells him the situation and is like, "Look, Harry, you've never been in this situation before, so
it's very
there's not much you can say to
You
help
don't
me
know
out
me.
here."
You don't know my life.
Now, where's that fucking brother? I've got to lay a trap outside his door.
Oh.
He didn't fall
also-
for the horse feed trap.
I've sealed all the I've sealed all the taps. He'll never be able to rehydrate.
Oh shit, the pond!
In the pond, middle fingers out.
She also tells him that it's very weird for her the fact that she bought drugs off a boy who is now dead. So she does remember what happened, but she can't really say that to her family.
Oh, but
Harry,
well, if Chloe finds out, Chloe will make her tell the family because no secrets.
No secrets in this family full of secrets.
How does this benefit the parents?
Secrets? In my family full of secrets? It's more likely than you think.
Including the
Harry
economy.
kind of has a go at Rachel for doing drugs, and it turns into a weird PSA for a moment.
Like every good kids show.
Don't do
Yes.
drugs, kids, or your dad will tell
Whereas
you
he
can't
picked up a drunk drugged girl in the middle of the night and banged her. Basically, is
He
what
did.
happened. So Harry
Oh
has
my
no
God.
justification
Why
for
would
any of
you
this.
ruin our incredibly godlike rendition of Harry?
Hmm.
I don't think those words were correct, but you knew what I meant.
See, I know we say every episode, but in my mind, he's still 35.
Oh, yeah.
He's an old man.
Well, Rachel has a go at him for having a go at her and says basically it was just meant to be a one-night thing. And he sort of comes around and says, you know what, we all make mistakes.
I honestly thought you were about to say it was just a prank.
Frank, bro.
Just a prank, bro. That's right. There's cameras here. You've been part of my ongoing prank show for over a week now.
Just zooms out and it's her talking to no one because Harry doesn't exist.
Who runs the YouTube channel?
The devil. Anyway, let's get.
Nature's Mysteries. Then we catch up with Simon, who is down by the rugby and
Pond.
football club,
Ah,
kicking a wall and muttering to himself angrily.
So we have a classic scenario from every TV show ever where when the kid is angry, they go somewhere and they kick a ball.
No, a wall.
Oh, what? Never mind.
Hope he's got good toe.
Simon's not the
cats.
sporty type. He's just kicking walls.
I was gonna say, because I always thought like arm and head pressed up against a wall and just
He's not-
kicking it was a sign that you were mentally unstable.
To clarify,
Yeah.
he's not in the rugby and football club. He's outside the perimeter,
Wait,
kicking
what wall?
the wall.
Where
just a
is
wall.
this wall?
Matt, that's not the really
about-
thing at issue here. What?
But I know what he's talking about, and there's no wall.
We took some
there's a-
creative liberties,
There's a
okay?
wall now. Shut up.
It's just a wall with
I took
no
one
purpose.
creative liberty in this show, and
This
that's
is
that there's a
not
wall
Tom's
here.
autobiography.
Anyway, he's kicking the wall and sort of muttering to himself. And then Jenny rocks up and sort of notices this and goes up to him and says, "Hey, you know that talking to yourself is the first sign of insanity."
People always tell it to me.
And then-
Get annoyed.
What do I want? Myself is more interested in you, sir.
Yeah.
He
I
agrees
would
with you?
argue that talking to other people who aren't there is worse.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You see, the excuse I give is, well, if I talk to anyone else, no one would be able to understand me.
It's a good excuse.
I mean, because I don't actually talk in words, and I'm like, I need.
It's all hand
Mo-
gestures.
It's
I
Turn
more,
it down.
dance, baby.
it's more like a drumming thing, and it's like I need to do this, but I keep doing this, and I need to do it this way, not this way, and this and this and this, and then I'm like, yeah, that makes sense in my head.
I'm describing his sex life.
I need to do the this.
Hey kids, have you heard about the this?
All the this are doing it.
Oh, that is
Anyway.
so good. That.
Sorry, Tom, that was quite rude of me.
It's fine. When you take a jab at me, it gets cut.
Damn it!
You can never take a jab at the editor.
That smug smile. Look at that. He's so
Ow,
smug.
my neck.
He's
Yeah,
so
smugged
smug, he's
himself.
hurt himself.
Don't do that, kids.
Anyway, Jenny asks Simon basically what's going on, and he tells her that his dad might get arrested and a dead guy stole from him. Interesting information for Jenny to take in.
She's read worse on 4chan.
She would have found it on the internet because, as we know, she's hacked the web.
She's
She's
the
hacked
web.
the Cobstern family secrets.
She is the
Oh.
web.
It wasn't
yeah.
hard. The password was password.
But with a capital P.
Oh, dangerous.
Oh.
And the O was a zero.
So she got it on the second go, not the first go.
Oh.
That's at least
Simon
50%
then
stronger.
tries to change the subject. Simon then tries to change the subject and ask what's going on with Jenny. Because if you remember, Simon has a crush on Jenny.
Yes.
Wants to talk to her.
What the fuck are you doing outside?
Oh my god, yeah! You're your laptop, are you okay? What happened?
Snake.
She's not got a laptop, that's true.
Snake!
Well, in response to the question, "What's up with you?" she says, "Isn't that a question?"
Yeah.
Yeah. And Ben just says she's on her way to meet Mike Egan. She's dodging the question for some reason.
For anyone who people can't see the John just face palm so hard.
Yeah,
That was forehead to desk. That was
I'm
that
gonna
noise.
say the thud was the connection of head and
that
desk.
was an instant reaction to that. I had no control over it.
Oh, oh god.
Because that is genuinely the way I would respond as well. Well, isn't that a question? Yes, that's the definition of a question.
It's the first time outside in a very long time.
Why does he fancy this girl?
Simon.
I feel
Yeah.
like every other response she gives is a fucking smug retort. Even if she is king of 4chan.
Eh. He just likes her.
I prefer
What
dig.
can I say?
What?
Dig. There's an aside. I knew that coming wrong.
Like,
Me and Matt heard something really different.
I mean,
No, I heard it as well.
We all heard something.
I wonder how that gets out in the recording. I did say dig, but that was
prefer
dig.
it.
Dig.
that's just a sudden admission.
That would be
So,
something coming out.
Jenny,
Save it for the mic.
Jenny says she's on her way to meet Mike Ethan. Funnily enough,
Yes, our boy.
The man, the myth,
Oh,
the
boy.
legend.
Mike Ethan!
The man, the myth, the coffin dodger.
The coffin. Is that what's being chucked at him now? Or have they pre-made one?
No, it is, Dad. It's got personalised.
It's in the front. It's
Personalised.
in the front room.
It's just this like massive ornate coffin with the word "cuck" across the front. Because he really hates his son. Mike Ethan, you've done your chores. Now it's time to get in the forever box. Pump shotgun.
Mike Ethan, it's 4 p.m. Time for your daily shooting attempt.
How that hurt. Oh.
Yes, father.
I shall begin my head start post haste.
On hearing that Jenny is going to meet Mike Ethan, Simon takes the opportunity to ask if they're an item. And Jenny says, no, they're just close friends. And she doesn't think of him romantically, and is pretty sure he doesn't think of her that way either. Jenny then reveals, speaking of crushes on people, that she has a crush on Ben.
Super sexy bird.
That was the penny dropping.
Ding.
Yeah, so I was just accidentally knocked a coin there.
Not intentional.
So, Simon
Shit.
knows that Ben is dating Amy now and feels obliged to tell her this information. And Jenny is a little crestfallen to hear it. And then Simon says, it's better to hear it from me than to embarrass yourself in front of them. Which is a phrasing that Jenny does not take to very well. She replies
Yeah,
with, embarrass myself. Is that what you think would happen?
It's quite bad phrasing.
And then gets mad at him and storms off to meet Mike Ethan with the final line, I don't need your help, Sydney. Simon is left looking after her and then just sort of says, Simon, actually. Named Simon.
Oh.
Damn. Well, to be honest, that was
So
Simon's-
that went well. And
Thanks.
that is where we're going to leave off the episode for the
Jesus
moment.
Christ.
And we'll come back after these special.
All the guys in this can't read a room.
Yeah, lot of
And
guys
you
just
can?
being bad at
Yes, poorly.
dating.
Ugh.
Like, if the atmosphere is overbearing, yeah, probably. I don't know if you can pick up on subtleties. You
What
can
if-
barely pick up on your own inflections.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
Are you-
any thoughts, theories, what's going to happen next?
A colossal fuck.
We haven't seen number one bad boy joke breaker Drake.
Yeah, where's Drake? What's Drake doing? Is he out the Blockbuster?
Oh,
Is he out of Blockbuster?
There was a joke about Blockbuster. I don't know if he was in Blockbuster or he had Blockbuster videos.
he was in a room and stepped on a DVD last time we saw him.
That was it. He was
That's
in a, like
where that
what we
joke is from.
assumed was a drug den.
He was in an
forgot that.
ambiguously described room.
I haven't edited that one, so yeah, I've also forgotten that.
I'd no,
but yeah, we
I
will-
don't know. It's
Oh no, I do remember you saying you stood on a copy of Spider-Man 2.
that was it. Very
No.
specific.
He stood on a copy of Spider-Man 1.
Oh my bad. For some reason, my brain thought it was Spider-Man 2.
Oh, I honestly cannot predict what's going to happen next because you blindsided us with that adventure camp thing. Why are you
Yeah,
steepling your
Even
fingers
though
like
we
a
didn't
villain?
see. Because I am
That's-
the villain, I'm the writer. I am God, and these characters will do what I will have them.
No, we've got anything to say about it, nerd.
That is
He's so filled with malice he can't finish his words correctly.
What's your excuse?
I was going to say poor personal hygiene, but I don't think that works.
I mean, that might no.
Like
Also,
that.
I did put a picture of anime Star Wars in the chat.
I did
Ooh.
see.
That's not as scary
It
as
is,
I thought it would be.
It is like very
It's
90s
kawaii
anime.
layered.
There's a long list of it, and one of them had like a picture of it that looked almost Yu-Gi-Oh-esque, which is horrifying.
Yeah, that was back in the 90s before everything.
Believe
became
in the heart
kawaii.
of the cards, Luke.
What?
No,
I mean, divorce. Use divorce.
Can you, it didn't show it, but could you imagine a Chewbacca in like a Yu-Gi-Oh animation style? I can't. I think that's like a horrible I think that's an SCP.
It's just a humanoid Karibo.
No. No.
Fur just going all over the place.
As it does.
Why is it
And on
In
that
Yu-Gi-Oh
bombshell.
style.
Corby, do something.
Corby, do something!
End it.
Save us from
Yeah.
the mess.
I've done my
So-
time.
Take us to Anime
And I
Town.
want out.
Save us before John mentally cracks any more.
I'm fine.
So-
This is all performance.
I
Or
can
is
tell.
it? Because
Don't-
that's what all good performers say. Wait.
No, I think quite explicitly the bad performers say that.
That's all good performance.
To be
This is
or
a
not to be.
performance.
Hey, did you know that this is all just a performance? It isn't real.
Did you know that this was a bit?
In Matt's world, where every performer has to stop to definitely make sure the audience understands that this isn't real. This isn't real.
Oh
okay,
no,
good. We've
poor
done it.
Juliet! Oh, hey, by the way, audience, she isn't actually dead. It's all a performance. It's not real.
You
Actually,
joke.
she's not actually dead in the script
That's a Rick and
either.
Morty
She's
world, that is.
faking, but
That's
you'll see.
You guys joke, but I guarantee you there are people out there who think this shit is real.
Yeah, like
this?
children.
No,
What?
you know what they're playing? Whatever.
Hamlet?
Corby, take us to something that isn't here. Help.
Oh, you'll find no salvation where we're going, boy.
Oh,
Actually, I say that as a threat, but I had intended to watch Serial Experiments Lane this week, and I did, and I don't understand what the fuck I watched. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna talk about something else. So,
because we don't want
This
to repeat
week-
of the heat stroke edition.
well, other than like saying it's good, but I don't understand what's happening is
It's
like
about as far as
half
you
of
can
the
go. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
It's like Anime Matrix, except
Ooh,
Let's have a look.
oh yeah, it's really
even
good.
more complicated than the actual Matrix.
Well, yeah, because a girl fucking built a
When,
supercomputer just to
when
try
did
and...
The Matrix actually air?
1999.
1999.
This
Yeah.
is before The Matrix.
Yeah, Lane came out in '98.
Matrix stole ideas.
Before it was Keanu Reeves, there was an anime girl.
I know.
Before it was
I know a man who
Keanu,
can play
it was
a
Kawaii
young
Reeves.
girl like no one else.
Kawaii Reeves.
Reeves.
Kawaii Reeves evolved into Keanu Reeves. Anyway, yeah. So as I say, I try to watch that, and to be fair, I've got like 2 episodes left to watch, so it might make sense towards the end. But I just had a hard time following it. But it is a good show. It's a very psychedelic at times, which when you consider it's thought about like where the lines between like reality and like the internet personas, like where you end and your persona begins.
Oh, okay.
Hindsight,
That's
telling
pretty
her
cool.
that she is not dead,
Yeah.
but has merely abandoned her physical body and flesh.
Yeah, there's also that shit. I don't understand.
So it's everybody a brain and a computer.
It's Deus Ex Machina, literally.
Ooh.
As I said, it's a good sci-fi watch if it's available to you. But as I say, I had to
But how
watch it.
will it help the children?
You don't.
They can't die in a computer, hopefully.
Unless the data corrupts or gets wiped.
Eh.
Or maybe there's a lightning storm.
It's not death, it's just the
Everybody
absence of
unplugs the
existence. Now
What
stop
would hap-
resisting.
What would happen if you were on a computer and somebody turned off the computer and unplugged it? Because you'd still be there.
I don't know because
What?
the moment you
Oh.
dies when the electricity stops running through your brain, right?
Oh, that's a good point. But your brain's not in the computer there.
Yeah, but can't no, because brain activity still continues when you technically die for a while, isn't it? Because all the subsystems basically have to end. It's like a fucking task manager, but to your body.
Oh,
Delete.
You gotta Alt F4 this shit.
Embarrassing memories didn't shut down correctly. Are you sure you want to go through?
There's a unit in this series experiments lane called the Men in Black, which. Oh god.
Oh yeah, they're basically like Morpheus,
Makes sense.
except there's multiple of them. Anyway, other than as I say,
More Morpheus.
that's I guess a recommendation, but I
Morpheus.
can't talk about it. Yeah. So instead, I have gone to the manga shelf.
Manga.
Oh.
No, I've told you, Matt. If you're gonna pronounce it like that, it's manga.
Manga.
You pronounce the A's the same way.
So sorry for mispronouncing my own mockery of the word.
Also, your name will be Mart.
That's the name for. I want to say that's the name for like the force of order in the world in Egyptian mythology. What the fuck?
We really don't want me in that role.
No.
But yeah, as I said, I went to the shelf because I was like, okay, what can I talk about on short notice? And I came to the desk with 2 series, and I thought I would let you guys pick.
Oh.
As a nice change, as opposed to forcing something on you.
Oh, I
So,
love it
what
when,
a
when
choice.
Tom asks us for anime.
Matthew, stop while you're ahead.
Yep.
Hit me with a good sauce, Daddy. Let's see what goes on.
So, I have, in one hand,
Sorry, Tom.
quite literally in one hand, I have my
This really is
copy
the
of...
Matrix.
Would you take red or blue?
Yeah. Well,
Don't
I mean,
take
like...
the red. It'll
I
make
mean,
you
like,
shit to
reddish, bluish,
Oh my
death.
god.
Whatever that monk did.
1 fish, 2 fish. Yeah, it's kind of red. I always held it the wrong way because I held it that way, and I'm like, no, that's the way you read natural book.
How you read a normal book?
That's not a weeb book. But yes, I have brought, and one thing, I have Angels of Death, which is like a pseudo horror / psychological thing.
Yeah, I know it. I've seen
Those of you familiar with my work on my YouTube channel, I did an LP of the game.
Ah.
I didn't know you did
because-
that, but I watched part of it.
Because this was originally an RPG Maker game, and it became a manga and an anime after the fact.
That's cool.
And on the other hand, I have Spy Family, which is a newish series. I say newish because it started coming out in Shonen Jump in 2019, I believe. And it's one of the
That's newish.
newer running things.
Literally
Like
last year,
this,
Tom.
this first volume came out like 2-3 months ago. Volume 2's not out yet. It comes out in September.
So do people want psychedelics or Cold War propaganda?
I mean,
read,
I mean, there's like some Cold War propaganda, but this is a comedy series.
just
at heart.
reading like the first sentence or two of Spy Family. I'm much more into that than I am Angels of Death.
can
Because
read you
Angels of
the
Death is
Read
I like
the blurb
Angels
for
of
me and
Death
Tom.
as
I'm leaning to Spy Family as well.
I am leaning to Spy Family as well.
Maybe
can I
talking about
can I
the
just
Cold
read-
War will
can I
make me
just
feel
read-
cold.
Can I just read this one sentence,
Yeah,
which basically
go for
says, "Alright, the story follows a spy who has to build a family in order to execute a mission, not realizing that the girl he adopts as a daughter and the woman he agrees to be in a fake marriage with are a mind reader and an assassin, respectively." And it's just,
Sounds like a terrible sitcom.
It is.
it really is.
It literally is.
I'm on board. I'm on board.
This series is so
Oh
fucking good.
no, his last name's Forger. That's such a bad fake name.
Mr. Ford, yeah.
The Forger family. They're definitely real.
I don't know what's worse, the fact that people buy it or the fact that some government thought this is fine.
Oh no. Well, governments have technically done this before. If you don't look up Special Branch in the UK, it's fucked.
Special, bro. Oh god.
Special. I mean, like, anything labeled Special Branch is never going to be good.
I am actually
No.
going to Google Special Branch.
Oh, it's fun. They do a lot of weird shit.
Special Branch
To
UK.
my cousin's Labrador, that's
Like,
every branch.
they're
I really
literally-
hope I just see a really nice stick.
It was a lot of stuff like looking into subversive
damn.
organisations and stuff like that. But they literally got to the point where certain officers had like relations
MI5
with people with the subversive people in the subversive. Like some subversive, say for instance, like eco movements and stuff like that as well.
Oh god,
Like,
the guys who
but-
go undercover and stuff for that.
Yeah, and like literally, they've been with a woman for 5 years. They've had kids together.
Oh
They're
god,
still
no, I
spiraling.
remember,
That bad.
seeing reports on that, like the people coming out of undercover from that have to go through like extensive therapy and stuff, or like end up just turning to the cult side.
To the
That's
cult.
never bad. Anyway, let's get Spy Family if everyone's okay with
Let's
that.
talk about Spy Family, boys. Also, there is an X in this title. You don't pronounce X's in anime for some fucking reason. In the same way it's pronounced Hunter x Hunter.
How do you
What?
pronounce
Fuck you.
Zenon then?
Fuck you. Hunter
Is
x
it
Hunter.
just called Enon?
No.
Literally,
It's
Xeno's
it's
called
Hunter
Eno.
multiplied by
I'm getting my
Hunter.
It is-
fucking
it is
crossbow. This
Xeno.
bullshit.
John,
you don't pronounce the X in Hunter x Hunter.
This is bull. I've lost my crossbow temporarily. You're safe for now, you bastard.
You're safe because I don't have my crossbow.
I got shot through the internet. This is
Oh,
how I
find
die.
a way, motherfucker.
Just a bolt comes through my room. It's
You
like,
don't realise I just hold up the arrow and the end of it's a USB and look, oh, you're doing it now.
And then Tom's got to plug in his end of the USB, which then shoots him.
Decided not to bother because I tried it one way and it didn't work.
Oh, he's just
We all-
tickling me with the flights.
We all know USBs are basically quantum mechanics.
Indeed.
You gotta try it 3 times before it works.
Right, spike memory.
That's true.
Right, so...
Sorry, I read someone's name.
Bless you.
Oh, we'll get to it.
I'm just like, I don't know how many... I don't know, like, how far in the synopsis, like, the Wikipedia page covers, because this is only the first 5 chapters.
This will be fine. No, it literally has told me characters and characters' names.
Well,
Yeah,
we better get started before John steamrolls ahead.
Right, okay.
He's going to have read the manga before you've even told him.
He's spying on the manga.
The fucking dog's name. Let's just go.
They get a dog?
Apparently, at some point, they get a dog and they call it Bond.
Yes.
That's actually quite a good
See
dog
into
name.
the future. And apparently, he's not named after James Bond. He's named after the kid's favourite cartoon character, Bond Man. I'm exiting the Wikipedia page because that's just too painful.
As I said, I haven't got that far in the series. But that's amazing. I look forward to the dog that can see into the future.
That's now my new favourite character from this.
Bond man.
James Bond, who the hell's that nerd? It's Bond Man, you nerd.
I'm man. Bond man.
Part Bond, part man.
I'm man. Bond Man.
And I'm here to tell you to invest your money.
I thought he was just going to tell you the best clues.
I got bitten by a radioactive investment bond.
And now I
can't
can't
get
stop
away.
producing mad stonks.
I was savaged by a rabid stockbroker. And now I have the amazing powers of telling the right... Anyway, let's continue, please. I'm going to hurt myself.
Continue.
Anyway. I was flicking through the book just because I'm like, I can't remember the names of the 2 countries, but
Oh, God. I didn't read that.
there's basically like, what I'm assuming, like somewhere in like Europe, like there are like 2 faux European countries because everyone's got English names. English names.
You're European.
Remember I said English names in air quotes when your comes back.
Yes.
But there's basically there's these 2 countries and they are on like they don't get along, but there's peace.
He's
for the time being.
describing Europe.
Yes, welcome to Europe, circa like 1940. No,
Oh, God.
1930s.
No, they
Circa
really...
850 AD.
I think it was more than not getting along in 1940.
I'm gonna say, post 1940s, late 1940s. I
Right
mean, not
now.
post. Yeah, life. Look outside.
It's done.
In a lot of ways, it's still post 1940.
That is
It
true.
will be post 1940 for the foreseeable future.
Unless time
Experts
breaks.
doubt that this will change.
I blame
Anyway.
God for you. Anyway, let's continue.
Anyway, there are these 2 countries that are like on the verge of war, but there are government agents trying to like maintain the peace because some of them are looking for like, I don't know, what do you get? What blackmail shit do you buy on politicians to start
They
wars?
have a sex tape
Yeah.
with porn
Yeah, that's
stars.
the
They
one.
then say they don't have, and then pay them hush money.
No reference.
Oh, like the Trump piss tape, yeah.
What? I didn't know that was involved
What?
in it.
I
Joel
My
Boyd
mind went to
from
Mayor
Mr.
Quimby from The Simpsons over any
I was
actual
making
politician.
a Trump reference, but
that was a thing during the election, apparently.
they pissed on her.
No, I think you got something about Russian.
Is that why he's
costume,
orange?
Piss play. And, yes.
It depends on the colour of her. Never mind.
It's a very unhealthy shade.
She's had a Barocca. Anyway.
And 7 Lucasades.
Well, I can never have a Lucasade again now.
All the more better. I got a great image of Trump rubbing himself down with Baroccas, just solid Baroccas.
What grind into his face like like gone wrong, like lipstick gone wrong. Yes.
Lipstick or camo paint. Oh god. I'm so sorry, Tom.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I can do this all night.
I can't.
I don't have work tomorrow.
I do.
I don't work.
Oh, that was too sad, Matt. Please no.
Sorry. It's fine, audience. He just means he can't function properly. Let's continue.
Anyway, so there are government agents trying to stop like the other side collecting intel, which may or may not lead to war. And one of these spies is a man who we don't know his real name because they literally like in the fucking things they give like character bios. Everything is redacted about him. Like literally, like the people in the recording can see this. No one else can.
It's been blackbarred, yes.
Yeah, everything's
That's
about
amazing.
him has been blackbarred.
He does look quite
Well,
Russian.
I mean,
Exactly.
yeah,
The name's redacted. Redacted.
but his code name is Twilight.
I was waiting for you to say redacted.
His code name is Redacted. The words. Anyway, Twilight has just, like, it opens up and he's basically just, like, finishing off one mission, trying to retrieve some data. Or some whatever. Some compromising photos. I think what it is. And he gets on a train and he says because they're short staff, he's, like, instantly given, like, another mission. And this mission, if I'm reading this correctly, he has to... They call him a target. I don't know if he just has to find info on him or whatever. But he has to, like... Yeah. Just has to get info / keep tabs on a man by the name of Donovan Desmond.
Oh, sounds like one of Tom's character names.
Now, there's a problem with Twilight trying to keep tabs on this Donovan Desmond because he very rarely makes public appearances. The only time he has been known to make public appearances is when he's attending public events by his child's school that they've put on.
Very specific.
Yeah,
Like the school play or like
yeah.
I will not come to
Recorded
this press release to prevent
recital.
war, but I will not miss my child's piano recital.
Well, it's literally like verbatim. It says
There are
his
people
only
like
public his only public appearances are the events held at the elite private school his son attends. That's read from the
I
book.
like the way that's phrased, so it's not necessarily the events that his son is a part of, just
It's
the events that
everything
the
the
school
school
is
does.
throwing.
It's the school alumni, I think, that he like mingles with.
Yeah.
Anyway, in order to get close to him, because obviously he only is close with the school alumni, he is told that he needs to get married and have a child in the space of a week.
Which, for people who are unfamiliar with biology, does not physically work like that.
For those of you that
Yeah,
are
mate, you just
familiar
got-
with
you
the
just got
concept
split.
of dating,
You cannot speed run pregnancy. This is true.
Nah, mate, you just got split.
A bit of
No
mitosis,
matter
mate.
how hard
Two
you
of
try.
It's all good.
Anyway, so he's sent off to this new location where, as John has said previously, he assumes the new role of... What was his first name? Mr. Forger?
Yes, I had a second ago. It
Yeah.
was Lloyd, something like
Lloyd. Lloyd
yeah,
Forger.
Lloyd Forger.
Lloyd
gonna say-
Forger sounds like a really dodgy bank manager.
I mean, he's a spy. That's why, Matt. Lloyd Forger, bank manager extraordinaire.
I will put your checks in.
I will cash
Put them in
your
what?
check.
Don't ask.
What happened to the place of the Czech Republic? Shh, they were cashed.
Anyway, so
Another check.
the first thing he decides to tackle, because considering he needs to infiltrate a school alumni, the important part here is he finds a child
Presumably,
that can attend this
he doesn't
school.
just kidnap a child.
Well, no, he goes to like a local shady orphanage.
Lots of trees.
The local shady
Yeah.
orphanage.
Shady Oaks.
Where it's like, I don't. It's like a
There
rough
might should be
place. The guy's just like, which kid do you want? Basically, there's like no legal procedures behind the whole thing, which is weird considering he's a spy that works for the government.
We should really regulate this. That one.
Yeah. Yeah, so he's just basically like, pick whichever kid you fancy, and he's like, well, preferably I want one around 6 that can read and write. And he's like, yeah, we got one girl. And
It's our
this
latest model.
we got one girl. This the girl he ends up adopting. Spoilers is goes by the name Anya.
Why is that
She doesn't have-
familiar?
Anya.
Hmm.
It's a common name, Matt.
That's probably why it sounds familiar.
I also know an Anya because I'm in a
That's what I'm
band with
thinking
one.
of, Yeah.
You know what?
You've said this name before. It belongs to another human. What is this witchcraft? Not counting the fact I'm on a podcast with 2 Johns. It's hot and it's later. Help.
This isn't even one of the dumber animes I've tried to explain. This isn't an anime,
Just
but it
break
will
them
be.
down.
To quote Bakuman, the fastest way to get your manga turned into an anime is to put it in Shonen Jump. Guess where this aired?
No.
You must see Korea.
Yeah, well,
I mean, to be fair, with webtoons now.
Ah, there we go.
Crunchyroll are making webtoons into animes.
Ooh.
Ooh.
So yeah, basically, like, because she's... Spoilers. Because she's a lab experiment and, as John has said, telepathic, she doesn't really have any, like, legit credentials, and no one quite knows exactly how old she is. So he's looking at her and is like, he's just thinking in her head, like, well, she looks a bit young. I need someone, like, as I say, around, like, 6 that can read or write. And then Annie's like, it's fine, I'm 6. She's just like, yeah, okay. Can you read and write? She's like, yeah, okay. And then he, like, gets a crossword for her to do. And he stood watching her do the crossword. And he's, like, looking at it, and I'm like, yep, know that one. I know that one. I know that one. And then, obviously,
Oh, so
because she
she's
can
reading
read
his
his
mind.
mind, she can fill in the crossword. And he's like, oh my god, this kid's a genius!
holy fucking shit!
This kid will nail the entrance exams. Because that's the other thing as well.
To be
you need
fair,
the
the
kid-
examiner's in the same room.
What do they need the kids?
That's,
And
that's
it's the
basically
examiner
what...
crossword.
That's like the debate they have later. Like, Annie's like, I'll nail this entrance exam. And in her head, she's like, I'll just mind read all the other kids.
Yep.
See what everyone else is. Although there's a great scene, like, in chapter 4 where she's sitting the exam. She's trying to mind read all the other kids. And because they're all, like, 6, they're all having a breakdown. And no one can think about the test.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh,
But yeah,
that's a
as I
fucking-
say, the obvious takeaway from this is that, like, he's, like, thinking in his head, like, this kid is ideal for the spy mission that I need to go on. And because, obviously, Anya can read his thoughts, she's like, my dad's a spy. That's really fucking cool.
Quick thing,
I'm loving your
I've
facial expressions, John.
I just put in Discord chat the picture of Bond the dog. It is the best. It's such a good dog.
I love him.
That's a fucking
That's borderline polar bear.
He's a bear.
Also, the
He's
girl
a well scrubbed up bear.
Also, obviously, the girl next to him is Anya.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the telepath.
he's so cool, and he's like, obviously, you can see into the future. That's great. I don't know why. That's
Can't
so cool.
communicate what's going to happen because he's a dog.
Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, sorry, it's
So-
not all about the dog, but it's mostly around the dog.
You found what you
So-
like, and now you're like, what do you know?
I mean, that dog could kill that child.
Oh, yeah, I'd kill that child. But he don't, because he looks into the future.
Oh, I just had a flashback to another anime that involves a small girl and a big dog.
Full Metal Alchemist! Too early.
I mean, it could have been Full Metal Alchemist.
It was.
Oh, okay.
Ah,
Yeah, that's some traumatic shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Matt,
I
at
can
least
guess
do yourself a
what's
favor,
happening.
watch Full Metal Alchemist.
I think I've sussed what happens.
Oh, no, you haven't.
Does it get turned to metal?
no.
You have not sussed what happens in Full Metal Alchemist. Matt, watch Full Metal Alchemist, for fuck's
You will
sake.
not convert me to the way
It's
of the
really
weak.
good.
At least watch Brotherhood. Watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
You watched the
Oh, yeah,
anime with the ship girls who fought each other. Don't give me that shit that's not turned to a weep.
Anyway,
That's alright.
I don't think he is.
Just in the
I just
distance.
heard
Like,
shuffling. I think that turned into a badger for a few moments.
Now on summer watch.
in his panic, he became a weasel.
Anyway, so he adopts Anya, and basically like most of the rest of chapter 1 and some of chapter 2 is basically him like, how the fuck do I raise a child?
Good question.
And also like him trying to teach Anya like what she needs to pass the entrance exam and like proper etiquette, because as I say, it's a private school, and since it's an European country, that means a fucking lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anna, you must do all of these times crossword puzzles.
No, it doesn't
much.
matter if you can't do maths. You must know all the kings and queens of England. It's imperative.
One quick thing. This is the last time I'll probably interrupt you, Tom. When I Google Spy Family Bond to get the picture, when it says like below suggested thing, it goes Wiki, James Bond, Dave Bautista. I don't know what he's got to do with any of this.
Me neither.
Don't you want to see Dave Bautista as James Bond? I do.
Dave Bautista was in...
I do now.
And then it's Dave Bautista, Israeli Spy, Anya, Tatsuya Endo, Nuggets.
Is Nuggets a character, or is just Nuggets in general?
Please click on Nuggets.
I don't wanna.
Because Tatsuya Endo is the guy that wrote Spy Family, obviously.
Yeah, I thought
He
so.
didn't draw it, I don't think. Who's the animator? Fucking
Who
artist.
animated this hand-drawn piece of work?
Oh no, he did both.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Man of two skills.
And it was touched up, and the lettering was done by Rena Mappa.
Okay, you just said,
She touched up the
instead of
art.
A man of many skills, a man of 2 skills. No more. We only get 2.
Look, I mean, to be fair, Matt has a point where most manga is done by, like, a writer and an artist. It's rare for a man to do both. Also, I'm making an assumption.
I'm gonna turn off again.
His laughter's great. That's why we keep him around.
Anyway,
Oh.
so after he's, I was gonna say obtained. That's technically the right word, because he's like, yeah, this family
He's
ain't
obtained
lasting.
her?
And once I've done with my mission, it's like as Matt says, like some of they have like they're a family for the mission, and after it, that's quits.
That's
Yeah.
basically what it is.
Stairs of
A
family.
mission-only family.
Yeah, so a few days later, he's like looking for like a suitable female, like that can basically pretend to be his wife.
Wow, that was
And-
a phrase and a half.
I mean, that I'm not wrong.
You're not wrong. But
Look, to be
wrong,
fair,
it's not
Matt,
an unread.
the word I was looking for was candidate.
thank God we discussed it.
Because I know another one of his like agents that he works with broke into the local city hall to find all the information on the like women that live here, and he's just like, which of these women are suitable?
Have you
Like-
tried Tinder?
He needs to find one to pretend to be his wife in a week.
They're all
I reckon girls on Tinder would be into that.
I know, but
there's
they
a lot
are-
was looking for
Also,
a husband.
some roleplay, it's fine.
But they also need to attend the interview with him, because there's
So-
like they do to get their kid into the school. They need first for the kid to sit an exam, and then they have to have like a formal interview
With both
the
parents,
school.
yeah, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Not
And
think-
that's the caveat with both parents, and he's
Sure.
like, well, shit.
Surely he could just
Yeah,
get
this-
someone from the spy. Oh no, they're understaffed. Never mind.
Yeah. Like the other
So
guy
this
that
school
is
just-
helping him, like providing him information, is also a guy, and he's just like, no, you won't make a good wife. So we smash cut. We cut to one of the women that work in the local town hall, because she's working her shift there, and like all the other women are like chatting around. It's like, so I heard someone broke into City Hall and stole all the records on women last night. It's a bit fucking weird, isn't it? And then there's like, isn't it your? And she's just like, huh? Yeah, I guess. That's literally her words. First lines. I guess. Also, I don't understand how pretty this anime girl is.
Tom, have you found your waifu?
I mean, she stabs people.
I think you've
So,
answered
yes.
the question.
Found your waifu in the City Hall women records.
I
Gotta
could
be
date
somewhere.
someone who's. I could date someone who's 27.
Did they know you're dating them?
That's the $10,000
How
question.
old are you?
Me, I'm 24.
Oh, that's fine.
That's right. Give your details away to the people who
I've
listen.
had worse age comparisons. That's all right.
Tom, John, it's okay. You can repress it. It's fine.
No, why? It's funny.
I mean, do I mention the university thing,
point
Matt?
to
Or...
the trauma and laugh.
Oh my yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Sometimes enjoy
exactly.
some beer.
Uh,
Anyway, so yours basically like, because she's a bit, she gets shit from her co-workers because, as I said, she's 27 and not married, and that's
Which in Japan or at least Japanese culture is that like a
no,
or
it's I think it's more like because it's based in air quotes like, I'm gonna say late Europe times.
late
The
Europe
past.
time. Yes,
Late
Like-
Europe time.
late 20th century.
They were the best of
Yeah.
times.
They were.
I would
the
have
worst
said
time.
more like, if I had to guess, I'd say like more like 1920s.
70s. Oh, 20s.
Oh, okay, 1920s. Yeah.
Cause like, look at this fucking suit. It's majestic.
Yeah, but that
I
could
used-
be like Russia in the 60s, 70s too.
I mean, as I said,
Before they got
the
all
girl
the
is
cargo
called
trousers
Yor.
and Nike
It's
footwear.
called Yor, spelt
Brother, I
Y-O-R.
have found a man. He is named Adidas. and that's when Russia went to hell. No, never before.
Yeah. Anyway, she's getting shit from her co-workers because she's 27 and not
And
married.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like
That's
one of her
such a Japanese thing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
not
then
the point
she-
I just raised?
Yeah.
Doesn't
it
matter.
Was. John just put it in like 5 words.
Thank you, John. You are always there to smoothen things out. Keep going, Tom. Keep going.
Like your brain.
See-
Jesus.
So yeah, one of their co-workers basically like takes a jab at her. She's like, "Oh, we're having a party this weekend with the other people from the office, and you should totally bring someone along." And yours like, "Yeah, I'll bring my boyfriend along or whatever." And she's like, "Yeah, sure you will."
Little
Go-
do they know.
Yeah, they all give your shit for basically.
I know I've seen a
for
picture
being-
of. I know I've seen a picture of what Twilight is that what he's called?
Yeah,
But I
Void.
know he's got hair and whatnot. But I am just imagining Agent 47.
he's not
Just make-
bald.
I know, but it's making
I
it
was
even better in
imagining-
my head.
I just imagine young hot Putin.
I was
It's a
imagining
lot
just
of
a
That's
man
lit-
that his head is the
all the
book
time.
Twilight.
That is the vibe that I get. Young hot Putin.
Yeah.
Look at that smile.
Have you-
Well,
oh,
I'm into
John-
this. That's my, I found my pick.
What, the book or Young Hot Putin?
Yes.
I thought you'd put something in Discord, so I went there and I'm like,
Love
what,
me
the
a
dog
man with a
again?
book for a head.
So yeah, so cuts to your being at home, and she's on the phone to her brother, her brother basically like gives this thing. It's like sort of like hints at the backstory where I think her parents were killed and she had to raise her younger brother. I think is what I think they were killed. They just say they weren't around, so they were probably killed. Let's be real.
It's anime. They were almost
Yeah.
certainly killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's been like working her ass off just to try and raise
There's a
her
there's a
and her brother.
reason why she's
Yeah.
single.
Yeah, and like her brother's like kind of protective about it, and she kind of like tells a lie that she's like got a boyfriend, and her brother's like, I can't wait to meet him. Then she's just like, yeah, I can't wait for that. And then her brother's like, are you taking him to the party on Saturday? Because I know your boss, and he's a good judge of character. He can let me know if he's a good match for you or whatever. And she's just like, yeah, that's fine.
Anybody else getting Amy vibes?
Oh no, she's far more capable than Amy.
Yeah, but
Because as soon as she's done on the phone, like the phone rings and she picks it up, she's like, "Look, I'm sorry, Yuri. That's her name, the brother. These two are definitely Russian. It's Yor and
You're
Yuri.
and Yuri. Yuri.
Yuri, come see hot Putin. I'm sorry, I mispronounced Putin.
Sorry, I shouldn't have said Putin.
Yeah. So she basically picks up the phone again. She's like, "Look, I'm sorry, Yuri. Like, I was lying to you." And then it's just like, "Oh, I didn't know you were fighting with your brother." And because it was like her employer, where he's like, "Okay, we got you a target for tonight."
Oh yeah, she's an assassin.
Yeah.
I had literally forgotten.
Oh,
I had also forgotten. I thought she just worked at City Hall.
Yeah. Those are the exact words they use. I have a client for you, Thorn Princess.
Is it Twilight?
No, it's not. She does go out and just like stab a man up
Actually,
with like two like what look like needles. John, you're probably resident expert in what these weapons are.
Oh, I'd say they're
Like these, if you can see that.
they're like very traditional, almost like kunai things. Yeah, I'd say.
'Cause I thought kunai were a bit like wider at their like just above the hilt, but-
They're fucking. They always look like the Naruto daggers nowadays.
There's variations in
Yeah.
line.
But yeah, no, they're
But yeah, she goes out
Guys.
and she basically murders 1, 2, 3. There's at least 5 people in this frame.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
she's good at her job.
Good for her.
She's good at her job, although she does get blood on her dress, and she's like, "Well, this is the only good dress I had now. I'm gonna have to take this to the tailor's to get it like."
Blooded.
She just she tears the bloody part off of it. And she's like, "Well, now I need this fixed," basically. So the next
That's one way
day,
of doing it.
So the next day she goes to the tailor's and like takes her dress to be fixed. At the same time, Twilight is there with Anya, and he's getting her like some presentable clothes fixed because obviously she came from an orphanage. She had fuck all, like a really shitty orphanage as well. So he's like, "You know what? If we're going to attend an interview, she needs a good dress."
Be dressed for this interview.
Yeah. And so there's a moment where he's already in the shop and like Anya's been taken by one of the staff to go and get measured or whatever. And he like notices her come in and he's like stood staring at her and he's just like, yeah, he's trying to remember the files that they had because his mate nicked them all from town hall. And he's just like, "Yes, this is she works at the town hall. She's 27, not married. Pretty good candidate." And then she turns around and is like, "The fuck are you staring at?" And he's like, oh, she can actually detect me staring at her. There's something weird about this one, but I must be losing my edge.
I was good.
it's like
He's
so.
like- So basically, he just rolls it up. He's like, "Oh, nothing. I thought you were pretty." And obviously, like, that goes over well because for some reason, despite being a spy and an assassin, they're both fucking stupid. Because there's a scene in a bit which is the party scene, which as I said, Yor was invited to. So basically, like, they're just having a bit of a chat, and then Anya comes back out after being measured, and Yor's like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't realize that you were married and that you had a child." And he's like, actually, like, oh no, wait, what was it? No, he comes out with a child. She's like, "I'm sorry for hitting on a married man." And then she's like, in her mind, she's going, "I need to find like a suitable partner for this, thing for this party. And this man would have been ideal, but he's married, and that's just a thing. And besides, I need someone that like won't ask too many questions because of my assassin work." And then Anya's just stood at her like, "She's an assassin."
Yeah, that's the great thing. It's just like,
So literally, like, it's just these two thinking about their jobs in their head, and the other like 5% is Anya just being like,
Just the small child, like, "Oh my god, this is amazing."
"I need to find like."
you would be though if you were like 4 or 5, wouldn't you? It's like,
Yeah, just like, yeah, that's the child, like, assassin. I mean, like, the text is blurred because it's shite, but that's basically her being like, "Oh shit, she just thought she's an assassin." And also, she's like, "Okay, if my dad's a spy and my mother's assassin, that is the coolest shit I could ever fucking think of." And then, like, obviously, he's like, "I can't, like." He's like, "I might ask her out or whatever, but I don't want to compromise this." Yours like, "I don't want to hit on a married man." And then Anya, after hearing both of these thoughts, she just makes a scene. It's like, Dad, I wish Mommy was still here.
And the father's like, I can use this.
No, she starts like proper kicking off and making a scene. It's like, I miss my mother, and yours like, wait, your mother's not in the picture, and he's like, no. I missed the scene where like back when he adopted Anya, he came in and he's like, okay, before we go into this building, Anya, you've always been my daughter. Got that? She's like, yes, okay. He's like, so she comes in, is like, greets one of the locals. He's like, hi, Mr. Forger. This is my daughter, Anya. Hi, I'm Daddy's daughter, and I always have been. I'm not meant to say that part.
I think kids like that are just fantastic, where they just take everything so fucking literally. It's like, shit.
I'm Daddy's daughter, and I always have been Daddy's daughter.
You see, a 4 or 5-year-old, that's funny. That's funny and cute. 18-year-old, weird.
Yeah. So basically, like, Anya makes this scene, and basically she, like, paves the way for both of them to be, like... She basically brings up the fact first. She's like, well, I need, like, a fake boyfriend for this party this evening just so the women at the office will leave me the fuck alone. And Twilight's like, yeah, I can do that on one condition, that you come with me and pretend to be Anya's mother for this interview for the school.
Which, to be fair, if you were just meeting someone in the world, that sounds like perfectly reasonable to try and get your kid into a decent school.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds completely understandable.
As I say, it's literally because the interview specified both parents.
Yeah, yes, and it's like that Spacey seems like a good rom-com setup, even behind this nonsense.
Yeah.
Like without the rest of bullshit.
Without the spies and the
Even
assassins
without-
and the telepaths.
Yeah.
And the dogs that can see into the future.
The pre-dog.
Free dog.
The pre-dog.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
So basically, they like, yeah, I can make this party at 6 or whatever. And Twilight and Anya go back to wherever they live, and he's got like another memo from the spy agency. It's like, need you to break into a thing, steal some stuff back. You need to do this Saturday night. And he's like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Which one do I choose?
So
why not both? Because I'm a typical sitcom protagonist.
He does do both.
Yeah.
So, like, him and, like, the other agent they've, like, sent to help him, like, he's like, look, I need to be done by 6. And he's like, yeah, we can try. And then they go in and try and break all this shit, and it's just like, you never told me there'd be, like, 50 fucking guys in here. I thought there'd be, like, 10. There are 50 people, and they're currently trying to kill us while we steal all this shit back. Meanwhile, you're stood waiting for him, and he's not coming. So, she goes to this party, basically, and, like, she starts getting shit from all of her co-workers again. Been like, I thought you said you were bringing someone. Yeah, well, he's busy with work and couldn't make it. Which is hilarious, because I don't know if this has been established. His fake profession is he says he's a psychiatrist.
To be fair, it's not a bad cover.
Yeah.
Also,
Lloyd
to be
Forger, the
fair, that is
psychiatrist.
literally what is happening.
Yeah.
He is busy with work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they start, like, giving her shit, and, like, just as she's about to, like, get up and leave, Twilight just sort of, like, comes through the door, half, like, covered in blood from where he's been beating, like, fighting bad guys. Is like, I'm sorry, I'm late, dear. And people are like, who are you? And then in this, like, moment of confusion, he's like, I'm yours husband. It's like, oh shit, I've got hers and mine confused. She was meant to be my fake wife, and now I've just said I'm her husband. And he's like, are you, one of the others is like, are you okay? Why are you covered in blood? Yeah, it's just a psychiatry thing.
We had a real bad patient, real bad.
They were
That's
literally
like,
vomiting blood.
yeah, that's literally what it's like. It's just like, yes, forgive me, I had a run-in with a patient who became a little violent. And he's like, what do you do? I'm a psychiatrist. Oh. And then, like, all the others are just trying to, like, all her other coworkers are still trying to, like, chat shit about her. So, like, one of them was like, Did you know that she was doing like underhand work, going to like give strange clients massages, and in yours head she's going, that's just a code word for assassins, for assassinating people. Like, they make it sound like she's been like whoring herself out, and then yours like, no, I've just been killing people. And then Lloyd just turns to look at her and he's like, you know what? I heard she has to do this just to like raise her and her brother. So I envy the fact that she's putting in work. Whatever she needs to do. And she just makes this like, this man is amazing. Maybe he will forgive me if I tell him I'm an assassin. Maybe he will just let me get on with my work.
That is the ideal man.
Yeah.
One who will let you be an assassin.
No other traits, just that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so after the party, there's a scene of like him driving her home, and then like some of the gang that he like nicked some of the artifacts from or whatever, they've like caught up to him and they're starting to like ram into the side of him, and yours like, the hell's going on? It's like, yeah, these patients, they just won't let up.
I can't do an appointment now. You have to come back Monday. Bang, bang.
So like they get out of the car and just like start trying to like run off in like another way. And there's a great scene where like they like come face to face with some of them, and like Twilight like grabs one and just like throws him against the wall, and yours like, I didn't realize that was psychiatry kosher. He's like, oh, it's a new experimental technique. And then like another one just appears, and because yours a trained assassin, she also can just like throw these men. And he's just like, oh, sorry, I probably shouldn't have done that. I'm not qualified to be treating these men. And Twilight's just like, be fine.
Oh.
So while they're running from like the rest of the gang, yours like, look, I know this is a really bad time to ask, but do you want to keep up this charade for a bit? Basically, it's like, so you want to keep pretending to be married? Yeah. Yeah, you know what? That works with me. And like one of the things he nicked was a ring, so he's just like looking on it and he's like, I can't find this damn thing. They've stolen it back. So what he does, like, as there's about 5-10 guys coming towards them, he pulls out like a stun grenade, pulls the pin out of that, throws the grenade at the guys, then puts the grenade ring on her finger, and he's just like, "This, we can stop by."
Romantic.
Because, I mean, it's a fucking great scene.
That is real good. Did you say
That's
this
great.
is this actually an anime now?
No, it's it will be.
It will be.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
might
be.
have to watch it when it.
Shonen Jump.
So at that point, they obviously at that point they figured out basically some shit about each other, which is nice.
That's
No,
good.
they're still like unaware. She's just like, this is perfect psychiatry kosher shit, and he's just like, yep, just a city clerk, just doing what she needs to cover for her and her brother.
The classic psychiatry stun grenade.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Anya's sat looking at both of them. It's just like, my dad's a spy and my mum's an assassin. This is cool as fuck.
Oh,
So yeah, and then the next scene is just them like prepping for and like trying to get like the good family routine down. I love that scene. I want a silenced pistol if there's one for sale. Because as John says, they named the dog after like a spy, after the Bond man or whatever it is.
Bond man, which is her favorite
Which is
character.
a spy show that like Anya likes to sit and watch.
man.
Yeah.
I love it's not James Bond because apparently he's worried about getting copyrighted as fucking
Man.
Bond man.
Bond man.
Yeah.
He's such
But,
just a big dog. Sorry.
I know, like, there's 5 chapters in this, and if people want to read this, you can read the first 3 chapters for free on Viz Media, who are the people that publish the manga. And I think they have, like, I don't know if it's a subscription thing or whatever, but if you, like, sign up to the site, and you can, like, get all the chapters of all manga they publish. So they've got everything in Shonen Jump. So that includes this. That includes Promised Netherland, which is recently finished, and people were like, meh, because people think the writer kind of rushed to finish it. There's Dr. Stone, which is another great series. There's Chainsaw Man, spoken about briefly. What else is on Viz? All the, like, well-known shit that was published in Shonen Jump. And if I can get this box down, just to brag to the others, one moment. Tom, you might have seen this on Twitter. They also published Backerman, which I'm currently showing my complete box set of 1 through 20 volumes.
Quick Google, because I haven't actually
That
heard
is
of
a
it.
big box.
Backerman is basically a show about 2 guys trying to write a manga.
Ah.
Written by the writer
Nice.
of Death Note.
Ooh.
Better. Oh.
Does it end on time this time?
God,
That makes sense.
how much material can you get out of that premise? But okay,
Surprising amounts.
I mean, if you're writing a
pulling
manga
from
about
real
writing a
life.
manga, it's probably autobiographical.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like you're pulling from real life.
Yeah.
So. As long as it takes you to finish the manga.
I just realized I would have put another recommendation on this list. Had the writer not recently gone to prison for buggering a minor.
Well, on that
Act Age will never finish because it's a shame. It was really good.
a dour note. Well, Tom, what would you give? I've literally forgotten the name. Spy no.
Spy Family.
Spy
Spy
Family.
Family.
How many?
No,
is it,
Spy
does it,
multiplied
how
by
many
family.
sausage octopuses and does it earn the pork knuckle seal of approval?
there you go.
Well, I mean, if I've convinced you to read some of
Oh yeah,
them,
I
then
might have to read it.
it
I'll read it.
deserves some knuckling.
Bum knuckle.
I've got
Some, not thumb.
The thing I was laughing at. One last thing is that your Forge's codename is Thorn Princess.
One princess.
Thorn
Thorn
Princess.
Princess.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, it has good potential, and it is, like, as I say, surprisingly funny, and the action's actually pretty good as well, because obviously you're stabbing a bitch, several bitches, and Twilight
Little bit
doing
stabbing.
spy shit.
Yeah.
So, like, it has potential, and I imagine it would make a really good anime in the right hands, so, like, for the time being, 8 with good,
Nice.
with, like, pork knuckle potential.
Eight
With a
potential.
to the potential pork knuckle. That is. Mwah.
It is a good read.
I think
Yeah,
that might be. Is that the highest scoring we've had, or one of them?
Oh, no, I gave.
No, was it
I gave
was it
Chuny a 9.
Kaguya-sama that you wrote?
Oh
it high?
yeah. No, Kaguya was like an 8.5.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's in the top. We've done.
Yeah, Kaguya-sama. I would put this on par with Kaguya-sama. Basically,
Nice.
this is as good. Which is. Was Kaguya? No, it wasn't. Never mind. I was talking out my arse. I was about to say it was publishing the same thing. No, wait. I'm not talking out my arse. It was.
He's talking into his ass.
Yeah, I'm sure they were. That was published in. If not Shonen Jump, it was definitely published in. I want to say Weekly or something.
Yeah. Ugh.
It was definitely one of the Shonen Jump magazines. I don't remember which one. The only issue I have with this is that it comes out bi-monthly, and that is the longest fucking
So
wait for a
every
new
2
chapter.
months or every.
A new chapter every 2 weeks.
Right. Okay. Because.
Oh, that's fucking good. That's good.
That's. Because by month is like, is it every 2 months or every
Yeah.
2 weeks?
You're talking to a guy who reads Berserk, and I don't think we've had a chapter yet this year.
Is that also?
I'll never fucking end. Jesus.
And you'll never get a good anime adaptation.
Fuck you. It's a soft spot.
Anyway,
Right for the underbelly. John couldn't bat him away in time.
speaking of underbelly, Tom, do we want to plug?
Yeah,
Don't plug my underbelly.
I was gonna say speaking of
Plug
underbelly,
the belly button.
that's not a segue into anything.
That's what you think. I can fucking get me the crowbar.
Yes,
He'll
Malia.
try his way into the next stage of the conversation.
Surprisingly, there's not a crowbar in my room. It's in the barn.
Huh.
Next to the pickaxe.
Anyway, pluggables.
I'll let Tom go first.
I have a Twitter, which is @randomjot, a YouTube channel, which is Tom H. Jordan, and you can read the comics I make on the Facebook page, Random Jot Comics.
I also have Twitter. It is not Twitch, Twitter. Twitch is the one that comes later. Twitch.t. You know what? It's the same thing, so it doesn't fucking matter. Twitch.tv/Gaius_Nix. That's GUIAS, because I can't fucking spell. And I have a YouTube channel, which things should be on the end of the video if I've done my job properly.
Wait.
Goodness. Oh.
Oh, fuck.
What?
What are you realizing,
Of
John?
course, the anime is called Hunter x Hunter. I hate it because the boy is hunting his father, who is a renowned hunter. He's hunting the hunter, Hunter x Hunter. Fuck, I hate that.
That's Mike Ethan's future.
It's oh my god. Mike Ethan Rollerburst.
Mike Ethan, Hunter x Hunter.
For anyone who obviously no one's watching this, it's all audio, but I might have just open palm slapped myself in the temple out of rage.
Look, it was a good slapping sound effect, if nothing
Indeed.
else.
One to add to the soundboard.
That's
Why not
another
put
one.
Patreon for our soundboard? No, that's not a thing. That's not a thing.
I'll make it a thing, it doesn't matter. I'm getting me a matte soundboard.
Oh god.
Anytime you meet a woman in a club, just come behind me.
How does that benefit the children?
But how will this affect the children?
Does benefit the children? There's other lines, so I'm going to have to re-listen to
You
this
know
just so I
what
can
the
write it
worst
down.
part is? I'm not gonna hear what I sounded like for 5 weeks.
Well, I can get Tom to send me it. I can just...
Yo, Tom, could you like sound clip that? And send
I
it in
will.
the chat?
I'll put it in the Facebook chat. Don't worry.
At some point, Tom...
Have
me
we
and
ended the thing? Is
No,
John's
John
disappointing
hasn't-
fact for this
Okay, doesn't
week
matter,
the fact
doesn't
that
matter.
Hunter x Hunter is Hunter x Hunter?
It's not a fact. It's wrong. Anyway, no. No. It's Proverbs because it's Fiction Week.
Oh yes, it is. My
You
bad.
poor fools have to guess which if this is a correct proverb or not.
I've so far
Me and
got
Tom have
everyone.
only got one wrong so far, and that was the first
Yeah.
one. So we need to see
Matt
if we can
keeps
keep that
failing.
up.
We'll
I
see.
keep
Well,
failing, which is
we'll-
just a
we'll get
metaphor for life.
We'll get by next one. We'll get a score together so we can figure out who's won and lost. Right. Obviously,
We've
Matt.
all
Obviously,
lost,
Matt
let's
has
be
lost.
honest.
Yeah,
We've all lost here.
No, John, I'm gonna bring it back. This is me rubbing my hands.
Right. Okay. You're going to have 10 seconds for this.
Ooh.
Is this a real proverb or not? Not my circus, not my monkey.
I feel like that should have been said the other way around.
I think it's a fake one.
I'm saying it's real.
You know what?
Time.
Against my better judgment, I'm gonna go with Matt. I think it's fake.
You should never go with Matt. It's real. It's a Polish proverb.
Yeah.
It's basically the equivalent of saying "not my problem," not my circus, not my monkey.
Yeah.
But it sounds so fake. It sounds like it could have been said in something.
Yes, that's why I said
I
it there.
wanted it to be fake for the fact that I wanted it to be said the other way around.
One
Not
day.
my
I'll get-
But
monkey,
how
not my
will it
circus.
benefit the children?
Good night,
Good night.
everybody.